there, this is Eliana from Eliana Nunes Floral Design in Winston Salem, North Carolina. And I wanted to share some tips with you guys today on how to get your Phalaenopsis orchids to rebloom. These are so gorgeous and we sell them at the shop quite a lot, but every now and again I end up with a plant that the bloom got wasted and then I just have this, and I hate throwing them away, of course. So I have always tried to take them home and take care of them and get them to rebloom. But I have to be honest that even though I'm a florist, and it's a little bit embarrassed to say this, but I've killed dozens of them before I figured out how to actually keep them alive after they're done blooming and make them bloom again. And I'm really happy that I finally figured it out. So I wanted to share it with you guys because I figure some people, if as a florist I had that trouble, I figure some people probably have the same. So basically this one here, actually it's one that I got to rebloom at home, and I'm really proud of it. It looks so beautiful. I've already lost a few blooms over here on the back, right here, but it still looks gorgeous, and it's been blooming for maybe 3 weeks now. So it's really pretty, and I love it. So I was just really excited about finally being able to get them to rebloom, and so I just wanted to share it with you guys because it isn't that difficult. It's just you do have to pay attention to them in a way. They do like to be left alone to a certain degree, but you do have to pay attention to what they're telling you, whether they're liking where they're sitting or not. So I'll try to give you some tips on that, so hopefully you can get yours to rebloom as well when you get one like these. So first of all, when you receive the plant, of course, it's gonna, have that beautiful stem there. Once all of the flowers die out on it, I cut it about, let me see, I usually actually count the little knots that you have on the stem, and I usually cut it about like 3 little knots up. I just cut it like right above the 3rd or 4th little knot there. The reason why I do that is because sometimes you will get a little sprout from that knot, and you will get a few blooms from there. It's not a full stem like this one, but it's still something, and those usually bloom a little bit faster in my short experience. So I always do cut it like that, because some people ask, should I cut the whole stem out, or just, I don't cut the whole thing out. I just cut about half of it, or as I said, about 3 little knots up. If it doesn't bloom from there, like this one over here did not, see, we just have 2 dead ones here, it's totally fine because it got one from here. So, but I always leave it because I do have a couple of them at home that did bloom from here. So, so that's how I cut it, okay? And then I will just place it in a place where, I think this is the trickiest part, in my opinion, where you sit them. First, when I started taking them home, I was putting them in a place where I thought they were getting plenty of light, but apparently they weren't. Because what I was getting was, even though a few of them kind of made some progress, most of them were just, the leaves were just getting very droopy and sad looking, and I was watering them. So, I think that they just weren't getting enough light and they weren't happy there. So I started moving them to a place that is, they get more light, but it is not direct light. So what the situation that I have is there's a balcony that gets about 6 hours of sun. So I place them right by the glass door that separates the living room from the balcony. So there is some light that comes in there, but it isn't like, a super direct light as if I place, let's say, on a bedroom window that, is getting the sunlight directly on it. So, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I have tried one in my bedroom window and it got too much light. So it didn't work out for it as well. So try to find a place where it gets plenty of filtered sunlight, but try to avoid direct sunlight, and try to avoid, if your door or your French doors are on one side of the room, don't think that placing it on the opposite wall it's gonna work, because from my experience it didn't. Okay, so just a little tip there. They need the sunlight, but not direct sunlight. Don't put them outside either. That's not gonna work. I tried that because you know, of being used to them being outside at home. At some point, I thought maybe they would like to be outside under a tree during the spring. They didn't. So just letting you know that the safest place for them here is indoors. So once you find that place, which may take you a while to find, because in my case I had to move them around repeatedly until I found a place that's like, oh, this is perfect, they like it here. So then the watering is the next question. I water mine about once a week. I'm not going to lie, every now and again I forget and it goes 2 weeks without watering. I haven't really lost any of them because of that, but ideally I do like to water them at least, you know, once a week, once every week and a half. And when I water them, I don't do the ice cube thing. I've read a few different point of views about that. I don't know. I don't think if I were a plant I would want, you know, just an ice cube to slowly melt. I don't know. So that's a silly thing to say. I agree, but I don't know. I just don't like the idea. So I water them by placing the whole plant. Either I take out the little pots from its little container. So I have just that little plastic pot right there. And usually what I do is I get a big bowl, a big plastic bowl. I submerge it into the plastic bowl of water, of course, and then I place it under the faucet. So I literally just, like, you know, get water all over the leaves, all over everything. If it is blooming, I will not get water on the blooms, but I do get water everywhere else on the plant. So I pretty much let it have like a nice bath slash shower, and really I let it get a lot of water, okay? And some people may say that's not a good idea, but what they don't like is just sit in water, okay? They don't mind a lot of water on them. And I actually got this tip from another florist who's a good friend of mine when I was talking to her about mine not doing very well. She actually used the analogy that, you know, when they're in nature, in the Amazon, for example, they get, you know, these huge rain for a while, and then, you know, they don't get anymore for, you know, a period of time. So when they do get watered, I think, and I have seen mine react very well to that, I think they like lots of it. So just water them abundantly. Water the leaves. It helps to get the dust off of the leaves as well. So just water them abundantly. But what you do is, before you place the little pot back into your container there, make sure it is well drained. Don't do all of that I just said and then just drop it in the pot. Make sure that it drains well before you put it back in the pot, okay? So I do that, you know, as I said, once a week, once every week and a half. Sometimes when I forget, it ends up being 2, and it has worked so far. I've gotten one to bloom this beautiful, and this is actually, I think, the second one that I get to bloom with a full stem, and I've had lots of them, you know, bloom just the little kind of half stem from over here. And also I have about 6 of these that are looking just like that. So I'm really excited about them because they're going to be blooming soon. And, you know, just pay attention to the plant. You know, these leaves, they look healthy. You know, they're you can tell that, you know, they're nurtured. If you start seeing yellow, you know, yellow stains on them, if they start looking really droopy, I have some that it doesn't matter if I water them, they still like look very droopy sometimes. It's usually a good sign that they're missing something else. They're not getting enough light, or, you know, maybe they need a little bit of food. And getting to that point, I feed mine about once a month, maybe sometimes every couple of months. Ideally, I would like to do it once a month, but I sometimes, again, will fail to do it. So I feed mine with like a specific orchid food, which you can find online. I have done just feeding them with like the normal fertilizing you buy at the what is it called? At the big home improvement store. So I've done those as well, and I'm gonna try to find the name of the one that I use because I don't have it here right now, and I'll try to put it on the video description so you'll be able to see it. Because you know, that's the ones that my mom tells me to use, the ones that are specific for orchids. But as I said, if you don't want to invest in that, I have used just the regular one before that you use on your other plants, and that helps as well. And just follow the direction on the box there to how much to do. So feed them every couple of months, or every month. Don't overwater them. If you put too much water on them, they are going to die. But also don't let them go forever without water. But I think that from what I have found, it is obviously a combination of things, but the light situation is very important. Not too dark and not direct sunlight either. And then let them get used to where they are. So don't, once you find a good place for them, don't move them around unless they're showing signs of not liking it there. So try to, once you get them somewhere and they seem to like it, just leave them there, because that's usually, a good idea. I don't like to move mine around too much, because again, I've done that and it wasn't a very good idea. Every now and again, some of them will still die with everything that I'm telling you that I do. So sometimes it has to do with the plant and how healthy the plant is, and how adaptable it is, in my opinion. So just don't give up on them. Keep trying. If you get different ones and the first one die, like, just don't give up on it. Try again with the next one, because that's how I was able to finally get mine to bloom, like this gorgeous one right here. So those things have definitely helped me. I hope that it will help you as well. I'm sorry that this video turned out to be 11 minutes long, but I want to make sure that I got all of the points there with you. And I'm not really good at talking short either. I tend to make my conversations really long, apparently. So if you have any questions, or if there is anything that I can help you with on the plants, just shoot me an email. You can go to my website, which is on the description of the video, and you can contact me directly from there. I don't have comments enabled on this video because I don't have time to moderate comments, and we all know how the internet can be. So I just want to avoid any negative or hateful things on there, because we all know it can happen, even if you're talking about beautiful plants. So just contact me directly from my website if you have any questions, or if there's anything that I can try and help clarify for you. I hope that this will work, and that you get your orchids blooming and looking beautiful, because it's such a good feeling. It's so satisfying, and I hope that you get to enjoy that. And as I said, just don't give up on them. Just keep trying it, and eventually you'll find the right conditions for them. They're gorgeous. They last, their blooms usually, for me, I see them lasting like anywhere from a month to a couple of months. So it's just a really nice thing to have. And we make these gorgeous baskets with lots of them, and ferns and all of this stuff. So they're really gorgeous. So I just hate to see them go into waste. So I hope that when you get one, you can make it bloom again, and you can feel good about it. And let me know if the advice that I've given you was helpful. I hope so. And if you got one blooming, please take a picture of it and send it to me, because I'd be so happy to see it. And again, my email address is on my website. It's on my website, which is on the video description. So you can contact me anytime if I can be of any help to you. I hope this was helpful. And again, sorry that I can't make it shorter. It's not my thing to keep things quick. So especially when it's about something that I love so much. So anyways, I hope this was helpful, and please let me know if you have any questions or anything that I can help you with. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.